This is a big one. This is a fucking massive one for UFC fans. UFC 320, Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev, Corey Sandhagen, and Ravdavalishvili. We are in for a banger card. And you know how it is, breaking down every single card, breaking down every single fight. I didn't break down the Perth one because it was fucking wank. But we're here now to break down 320. And it's going to be a bad night for the office for me, personally, because of all my favorite fighters are about to fucking lose. Alex Pereira is going to get chinned by Ankalaev in this fight, okay? Now, we'll start with the, what did that Mayweather Pacquiao thing say? To understand today, first, let's go back to the very beginning. Some shit like that, but this is Alex Pereira's first fight back, and this is also Magomed Ankalaev's first fight back. Now, I saw this quote, and I truly believe it. It's something it's in and around when you get the belt, you become 30% better. I actually believe that. The amount of people that have just got the UFC title and are just instantly better fighters, like Leon Edwards, TJ Dillashaw, even McGregor piecing up Eddie Alvarez the way he did. There's so many fighters when they get the belt just look 30% better, okay? Alex Pereira is mad. Alex Pereira is angry. Alex Pereira is trolling. Alex Pereira is getting heated in the PI. Alex Pereira just looks so different. Pereira does not look like his usual Shaman. Shaman and Sherman. You know, he just does not look like Shaman and Sherman. He just doesn't look like that. He just looks way more angry, way more pissed, way more just like I feel like he's trying to rile up Ankalaev. And Pereira before that never did that. Pereira never done that before in his career. He was always just like Shaman and Sherman. And he would just be like just chilling there, waiting to kill someone, waiting for his opportunity to just pounce on someone with a left hook. But he's changing things up, and I don't like it. I don't like when fighters do that. I saw David Haye do it against Tony Bellew, okay, when he was like, I'm going to smash his fucking teeth in, and Tony Bellew was like, beat this guy before, beat him again. And Goliath's kind of going with that approach. For me, I feel like Magomed Ankalaev is was very surprising in in the first fight. I feel like Ankalaev outstriking Pereira really took me by surprise. Really took me by surprise. I did not expect Ankalaev to go out there and outstrike Pereira in so many moments. I really thought the grappling was, his his way to victory. Now the grappling did probably edge him the fight in the end. I was hoping they would give it to Pereira, but Magomed Ankalaev was the rightful winner on the night. Pereira was the only one that got wobbled in the fight. Pereira was the only one that got rocked in the fight. So I feel like if Pereira is going to win this fight, I feel like he needs to really move forward a lot more and really start to let his hands go. He did not throw in the first fight, but I also don't think when people put the pressure on Pereira and not give him room, I feel like he doesn't throw as much. You saw that against Adesanya, you know. Um, Jamal Hill and all are good opponents for Pereira to be able to find the shots. Yuri Pascal is a perfect opponent. And I feel like Magomed Ankalaev just is not a good opponent for Alex Pereira to find any shots at all, if I'm being honest with you. So I feel like Pereira is going to get chinned in the second round, if I'm being honest. I feel like Ankalaev might hurt him in the first. Pereira might go back to the stool. They might wrestle a little bit. But Ankalaev's going to find the shot. And it pains me to say it. It pains me to say that Ankalaev is better than Pereira. I never really had any hope for Pereira against Ankalaev. Like I didn't pick him to beat him in the first fight. I knew he was going to lose. It's just this. This is one of those fights where I just think the guy I really dislike is going to win. I don't like Ankalaev at all. He's such a fucking boring champion that no one gives a fuck about. And Pereira is such a G. Everyone loves Pereira. I love Pereira. I love watching Pereira fight. And to see him lose again is going to be quite rough. To see him get flatline KO'd is going to be rough. It always has been rough. Seeing Pereira lose against Izzy was, I'm a big Izzy fan, but still, I don't think Magomed Ankalaev is going to use wrestling as much. Now, he would be smart to use it straight away, but I just don't think so. I was talking to my friend about this the other day, and I've seen people online be like, well, Pereira did kind of do well against Ankalaev in the grappling. I agree. Pereira did do well, but Pereira didn't exactly look great on the feet, which is exactly why I'm picking Magomed Ankalaev, because unless Pereira can start throwing his hands early, hurt Ankalaev, make him resort to the grappling, make him lose his confidence in the striking. Because if he cracks him early, Ankalaev is going to be thinking about going straight to that feet. That's when opening is going to happen for Pereira. When Ankalaev is just thinking about the grappling, that's when Pereira is going to be able to find shots on the feet. But Ankalaev is the only one that wobbled Pereira in their last fight. Pereira didn't wobble Ankalaev. So I don't have any big hope that Pereira is going to be able to do it. So I'm going to go with Magomed Ankalaev via second round TKO on that one. But in my opinion, my main event, if I'm being honest with you, Corey Sandhagen versus Merab Dvalishvili. I always get this guy's name mixed up. It's going to be a rough night in the office for Corey Sandhagen if Merab sticks to his usual game plan, which he will. We saw Umar Nurmagomedov shoot a lot of takedowns on Corey, didn't have any success. Umar Nurmagomedov is a better fighter than Merab. He just doesn't have the gas tank. Another round and he would have beaten him. Corey's not going to win this fight. Corey's not going to win this fight. Is Corey being overlooked? Yes. Can Corey be able to catch something? Yes. Is Corey extremely dangerous? Yes. Is he more dangerous than Sean O'Malley? Probably not. Probably not. If we're looking from a danger perspective, you know, Corey's more likely to beat Merab in a decision than O'Malley. But O'Malley's way more likely to finish Merab than a Corey is. I struggle to see where Corey wins the fight. I think Corey's a better striker, but I also think Umar did extremely well on the feet to beat Corey, and that was a success. I struggle to see where Merab is going to win. Corey Sandhagen's, you know, kind of talking. He's like, I don't get tired in fights. I've never got tired in fights. Bro, Peter Yan never got tired before. Umar never got tired before. These guys, Henry Cejudo never really got tired before. These guys don't get tired. You don't get tired fighting Song Yudong. You don't get tired fighting Peter Yan. You don't get tired fighting, you know, Chito Vera or Rob Font. These guys aren't Merab. And I feel like Corey will win the first. I feel like Corey's going to be able to do well in the first because that's where he's going to be freshest. You know, he'll land a good few low kicks. Low kick is going to be especially good for Corey in this fight. I feel like if Corey can land a good few low kicks, really get... Then you never know. But I'm going to go with what I do know. I'm going to go with what I do know, and that is Merab's pressure is absolutely insane. And I feel like if Merab can get this going early, I feel like Merab can just put the gas. See, Merab never really does it straight away. Merab kind of like waits around or two. And then in the third, fourth, and fifth, that's when Merab really goes to work. Probably because that's when they're out there kind of like, if he puts it on him straight away, he's kind of doing it to himself as well. But if he kind of uses the first two rounds or the first round for his opponent to kind of get it, his opponent probably will take a few more risks on the feet. I feel like Corey is a real overthinker on the feet as well, which is not going to be good. I feel like when you get to that certain level of tired, you're kind of just waiting for Merab to see what Merab does and hope to counter with him or hope to stop his takedown. Now, Corey's very dangerous on the feet. Corey presents a level of threat that O'Malley probably didn't with like a flying knee or, you know, spinning back kick to land Marlon Moraes. I feel like Corey is definitely the best, you know, defensive wrestler Merab has fought. So I don't see Merab having any control time in this fight at all. I'd be surprised if Merab is able to ride out rounds, holding Corey down. That's not going to happen. Corey's too good. Merab's control is shit. Thing is about Merab, I don't even think Merab is all that good. I just think Merab is insane cardio. That's the thing. Like if Umar had 5 more minutes of cardio, we would have beaten him. That's the thing. Like Umar is better than Merab. He just doesn't have better cardio. It doesn't matter who's better when you're tired. It matters who's fresher. Am I betting on Corey to gas out? No. Am I betting on Merab to just go in there and do what he's been doing the last couple of years? Yes. Be interesting to see. Very interesting to see. This is my main event, to be honest with you. I fucking love this fight. Corey's definitely got good hands, but Umar was able to shut him down on the feet. Now, Umar really did work on Merab in the first 2 rounds. If you go back and watch those first 2 rounds, Umar is a joy to watch. Like, I love watching Umar fight. He just didn't have the gas tank. You know, they've all got one thing in common, these guys. They all gas out. O'Malley gassed out. Cejudo gassed out. Umar gassed out. Yang gassed out. I just don't think Corey understands the level of pressure and pace Merab is going to put on him in that cage. I don't think that's something you can prepare for. I don't think that's something. You know what? Corey might be getting a bit overlooked as regards this is an easy fight for Merab. I wouldn't say it's easy. Corey definitely presents a lot of problems. The hands definitely is one of them. He's a better striker. You know, Merab might take over the striking later on, but that's simply because Corey's gassed. But I just struggle to see a way Corey wins. Am I really betting on you flying knee, Merab? Is that what I'm really going to bet on? Like, I just don't. I don't think I have enough in me to say Corey Sandhagen's going to flying fucking knee Merab. I just don't. I just don't think that's going to happen, and I don't. I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong, But I fucking find it very hard to bet on someone that, for a flying knee or a spinning back kick or a submission or, Corey's quite dangerous off his back. He's very quick. He's extremely good at getting back to his feet. That's why I'm saying Marab is not going to have any control time in this fight. So Corey definitely has to present, massive amounts of threats. I can't wait for this fucking fight. This is my main event, to be honest with you. I love Corey Sandhagen. If he beats Marab, it would be the best ending of champions. If Pereira beats Ankalaev, chins him, and if Corey wins, and if Tom wins, and if Makachev wins, and then if we have like Joshua Van versus Pantoja at the end of the year, and Pantoja wins, I think that's one of the best champions ever. I think that's literally top 5 champions ever, in my opinion. But Marab's going to get this one done. I'm going to go Marab 49-46 in that one. It's going to be a good fight, but unfortunately, I don't think my boy is going to get there. Next up, we have Yuri Prohaska versus Khalil Rountree. I was quite back and forth on this fight. I'm going to pick Khalil Rountree. Simply because I feel like Khalil, it's actually a really good fight. I was kind of leaning towards Prohaska there for a while. I thought Yuri Prohaska, after he looked so good, against Jamal Hill, he finished Jamal Hill back in January. He's got his Masters now, so I'm sure he's hungry for it now. I feel like the way Khalil Rountree fights is a little bit different to a Jamal Hill. And I definitely think we saw that when he fought Jamal Hill. I feel like Roundtree's a lot more defensive and sound-minded compared to, a Jamal Hill, where Roundtree's probably just gonna sit on the outside and throw some kicks and not really exchange with Yuri Prohaska the way Jamal Hill was. He's not going to try get in Yuri Prohaska's face. Now, that might not be an option because Yuri Prohaska's got such a good style to be able to make that happen. Yuri might just say, "No, fuck you, mate. Like, I'm getting in your face and I'm really pushing you." But I feel like I trust Khalil Rountree to stay on the outside and get this one done. Yuri can 100% win, though. That's the thing. Like, Yuri can absolutely win. And the way Rountree fights is quite boring. He definitely has moments of. The thing I like about this fight for Rountree is whenever Hill came in, Khalil Rountree had a lot of success. With the counter striking. When Yuri Prohaska comes in, we saw Pereira have success with the counter striking. We saw all these other guys have success with counter striking against. Hill even had success with it. Pereira had success with it twice. Dominic Reyes was able to even find shots with it as well. Alexander Rakic, even though he held him down, was able to have success. Yuri, I think, is going to play into Khalil Rountree's style of just, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to let you come to me, and I'm going to find my shots. Now, that could work, and I think that's what's going to work for Khalil Rountree. But Yuri might go in there and just get in his fucking face. Throw some flying shit at him. He's kind of moving where he goes like this, and his samurai movement really might just come back and be like, maybe Rountree might be able to find the shots. Maybe Rountree's not going to be able to deal with the movement to where Yuri's just bouncing around and he's just finding way too much success. That can happen. That could happen. I'm just not betting on it. I'm not betting on it. I'm betting on Khalil Rountree just kind of staying on the outside and being able to pick his moments, being able to pick his shots. Maybe even TKO and Yuri Prohaska, but I'm going to go with a 29-28 decision here. I feel like Yuri might be able to rock him once and might be able to steal around that way. But I feel like Khalil Rountree will just stay on the outside, man. Stay on the outside and be able to find shots. Khalil Rountree, 29-28. That's my official decision on this one. Next up. Fun fact about Yusuf Salal. I watched Yusuf Salal so much when he was actually outside the UFC. I watched him more when he was outside the UFC than when he was actually in the UFC. I'm going to be picking Yusuf Salal in this one. I feel like Josh Emmett's way past it. I feel like Josh Emmett's old. I feel like Yusuf Salal is just going to be able to find his shots. Definitely not get a finish. This will be a 30-27. Josh Emmett always has that right hand, that big overhand right in his arsenal. I just don't see it. To be honest with you. I feel like Yusuf Salal is going to be able to, move his way around the corners. Corners, one man about. Move his way around the cage. Really, we saw that in the Calvin Kattar fight where he was just kind of like moving in and around and around and around. It was quite a fucking boring fight, but it worked. And for Josh Emmett, you had your chance against Yair Rodriguez. You were never really that good. You got a gifted decision against Calvin Kattar that really should have just got robbed of a fucking decision against you. So Yusuf Salal is going to win this The rest of the card is actually quite good. I'm going to go with Yusuf Salal 30-27 on that one. You know, Abus Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer. I'll pick Abus Magomedov on that one. I don't really like betting on Joe Pyfer. I think Joe Pyfer's just a bit of a crybaby. You know, you say one bad thing about him, the dude goes in a massive hissy fit. So I'm going to go with Abus Magomedov via second round TKO on that one. Then we have Ateb Guter versus Ozzy Diaz. Going to go with Ozzy Diaz via decision on that one. Don't really know much about Ateb, to be honest with you, but this is actually a good fight. Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Munoz. This is actually a really fucking good card. Am I the only one that's kind of like pissed off with Edmund Shabazian throughout his whole UFC career? I'm just like, man, you had so much potential. You had so much potential, but you just did fucking nothing with it. You just did fucking nothing. Like, so hit and miss. You say so fucking hit and miss. Just all over the place one week, and then he's good next week. And I don't know. Jake Matthews really kind of just let me down, to be honest with you. But I'm going to go Edmund Shabazi on that one via decision. Chris Gutierrez versus Faio Shabazi. I'm going to go Chris Gutierrez for a second round TKO. Feel like he'll probably have a little bit more of experience edge on that one. Daniel Santos versus Ju Sang Yo. I'm going to go with Daniel Santos. I've just seen more of him, to be honest with you. Macy Chisan versus Yan Santos. I'm going to go with Yana Santos. I feel like she's a little bit of an up-and-comer. But Patchy Mix. Patchy fucking Mix. I don't know. I actually nearly guarantee you no one's ever seen my original take on Bellator fighters maybe 2 years ago, talking about how Bellator fighters, are just never UFC level. And I used Patchy Mix as an example because the Weasel said he would pick Patchy Mix to beat Sean O'Malley when O'Malley has the belt. And I called him out. I was just like, that's the biggest load of shit. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here, Patchy. I'm going to go with you via this one. Do me proud, bro. Do me proud. And if you don't, I don't really care. Punalho Serrano versus Nikola Viratiev. I'm going to go with Punalho on that one. I'm going to go via second round submission. Ramiz Bahanji versus Austin Vanderford. It's funny. I've actually seen a good few of these guys fight live. I'm going to go with Austin Vanderford on this one. I never really thought Austin Vanderford was quite good. I seen him live against Jerome Mercer when he fought for the belt. Didn't really look that good, so I'll go with Austin Vanderford on that one. But Veronica Hardy versus Brogan Walker. I'm gonna go Veronica Hardy on that one because it's Jeff Hardy, fucking Dan Hardy's misses. But UFC 320 is actually looking to be one stacked ass event, and I'm extremely excited for this card. Very nervous to see how the main event goes. Very nervous for Corey Sandhagen. Is Magomed Ankalaev going to end Alex Pereira's career? That's the question I have in my mind. And the more I think about it, the more I think Pereira is going to get chinned. I just think Ankalaev's too good on the feet as regards the way Pereira fights. I need to see more counter. Not counter, sorry. I just need to see you throw more. If you throw more, you can knock out Ankalaev. But, Ankalaev's never been knocked out. I don't have anything to say Ankalaev has a dodgy chin. Listen, boys, as much as you. But he's going to get fucking slapped. And it's just kind of a fact. It's just kind of a fact in my opinion. Is Pereira slept or just a boring ass decision? I just don't think Alex Pereira can beat Magomed Ankalaev. If these guys fight 10 times, I'd pick in Ankalaev 10 times. That's just what I think. It fucking hurts me to say it. Like, I would love nothing more than Pereira to chin this guy. I would love nothing more, but it's not going to happen. It's like Sandhagen versus Marab. I would love nothing more than for Corey to go in there and chin that guy. But he's just not going to. And sometimes you just have to accept it. Like, subscribe, all that good shit. Thanks for